Hello everyone, welcome back for another video. Today I'm going to be showing everyone my Diriga build. I'm bringing it with the Verglass Prime. Another good option is the Artax or the Volclock. Volclock's more crit, Artax is another status. You know, it's got the ice or cold proc, but anyways, into the Diriga. His base like precepts, arc coil, and electro pulse. You know, every 5 seconds, Sentinel will continuously zap an enemy within 15 meters, trapping them in stun state. Whereas arc coil, Sentinel will zap up to 7 enemies within 10 meters, is dealing 100 electricity damage with a 10% chance status chance. I use Diriga as a primer, so I don't have to make a weapon a primer or anything like that. Of course, vacuum, accelerated deflection, guardian, and primed regen, and then primed animal instinct. All basic things. Same with shield charger, just healing itself and the your warframe for shields, and then of course loot radar, enemy radar, just utility. Manifold bond and duplex bond are the only ones that you can really switch out from this build, but it's like duplex bond, cloning itself, because you don't really need his abilities too much. Like, yeah, the electro pulse and arc pulse are nice, but his weapon is what is giving the status procs, which is what you want. So clones itself, each time you expend 100 energy, up to 3 clones. Clones live 30 seconds, cannot use abilities. Their kills have 50% chance of dropping energy orbs. That's really nice. Energy orbs are good. And this build, even in Steel Path, it's getting kills. Manifold Bond, you know, mods apply status effects from companion weapons. Killing enemies with 3 or more unique status effects reduces companion ability cooldown by 3 seconds. Just makes it so you can get your clones more often, your arc coil up, and your electro pulse up more often. So that, like, the electric procs are more sustainable, keeping them up and activating more often, which means more electric procs. As for the weapon, Verglass Prime, I would say it's pretty basic build, right? You got your galvanized chamber, galvanized aptitude, so your companion will be stacking with you. Thermite and rhyme rounds increase the status chance, and you want that blast. And then malignant force and high voltage for the corrosive. Vigilant armaments, multi-shot and installation, of course, space damage. Just getting as many status procs as I can, because I don't need him to be doing the killing, even though he already is. But I'm mainly using him for priming all of the enemies, and that does include Xmas units and like adversary class enemies, right? Acolytes, Kuva, Tenet, like the sisters, you know, any of them. I do recommend with that build is what I use, like, it's what I use mostly for frames that I'm going to be using a lot of energy. Take Nyx, for example. I've got 130 efficiency on her, right? But I've got Nourish, so I can keep popping abilities, mainly like keeping up her Absorb and Mind Control, and then just spamming Psychic Bolts, keeping my energy at like halfway on through the bar, the energy bar, so that I'm getting more of Dirigas spawning. Got Diriga right next to me. Enemies are coming. I'm gonna pop Nourish, right? And that will affect Diriga. So get one up, this up, and as I start spending energy, he makes little clones of themselves. You can see he's shooting electricity procs out, and that's nice. And then, since he's also doing viral procs because he's affected by Nourish, and then he's getting that bonus damage, see, he just, yep, watch the little clone go. So yep, he's getting kills, he's spreading. Plenty of procs. Right here, back in the orbiter, right? My final thoughts for Diriga. He's one of my favorite, favorite sentinels to run, just for the fact that he's priming enemies so much that even if you have a weapon that it's low status, say it's a crit rifle, right? You can still add galvanized aptitude to give that direct damage and give it that extra like stacks and stuff because it has status procs with Diriga, with Nourish, right? So Diriga is allowing you to get the bonuses of status effect weapons without actually having to use a status effect weapon. I know it sounds weird, but it actually works really well. It is one of those
Boy,
things
this
where
is
like
hot
this
and
build
angry.
mostly
I know we're
relies
probably
on
making
you
this
spending a
uncomfortable.
bunch of energy. So I stopped going for a bunch of efficiency. Whereas like if I do have a bunch of efficiency, I'm spamming abilities as fast as possible, trying to get his clones out and letting him do his thing, and then I can just oh hey, there goes all the enemies being affected by status procs. With my crit weapon, I'm still you know using galvanized aptitude, or condition overload. But anyways, thanks for watching. Hope this was helpful. See you again in the next one.